Storms and high winds snapped telephone poles, uprooted trees, and blew the roofs right off of houses. Take a look at this video from our Sky 11 drone. It shows the extensive damage caused by yesterday's heavy winds. This was in New Albany, where the National Weather Service confirms 2 EF1 tornadoes touched down. The Weather Service was back out today surveying the damage, where they did confirm a 3rd and 4th tornado touched down in Indiana, right near Georgetown.
And here's what we've learned about those tornadoes. Like we said, 4 tornadoes touched down in southern Indiana, 2 of them in Georgetown, Indiana. They're right off I-64. 2 in New Albany, 1 of them picking up and then touching down again on the Kentucky side of the river, creating damage in the Lake Dreamland neighborhood of Jefferson County. The storms had winds that ranged from 90 miles per hour to 105 miles per hour. 3 of the tornadoes have been classified as EF1. The 4th tornado in the Brookstone neighborhood of Georgetown, Indiana was an EF0. Now, we also caught up with John Gordon with the National Weather Service Louisville office, who said at the time there was an active severe thunderstorm warning for our area yesterday morning, but the tornado turned out to be a surprise.
We looked at the UPS planes for their data, and it kind of showed an area of stability where there's not going to be a spin up down to the surface. And in 2 places right here in New Albany, they definitely had more damage, but we did have a severe out. I wish we had a tornado warning out, and the thing was not even a half a mile. Weather's very interesting.
As he's saying there, it's getting trickier. Today, Duke Energy in southern Indiana says they have restored power to the people who lost it from the Sunday morning storms.
Sunday morning storm also caused extensive damage in places like Shelbyville. Take a look at this drone video. This is the Black & Decker manufacturing plant right off of Taylorsville Road. You can see here winds blew off and destroyed huge portions of the roof. And also this gas station. This was in Shelbyville. The Valero sign now gone, part of the storm debris strewn across the city. Those strong winds, so strong, they knocked over gas pumps at the fueling station. It just goes to show how powerful these severe storms can be with or without the threat of a tornado. So we do have the possibility of rain and storms nearly every day this week. This is the week you want to stay up to date with the latest information straight from the First Alert Storm Team. The best way to do that is through the WHAS11 mobile app. You can watch our weather forecast. You can see the live radar. It is free and easy to download wherever you get your apps.
More local news here tonight at 5. Shortly after 4:30 this afternoon, all lanes of I-65 southbound right at the Kennedy Bridge in downtown Louisville reopened. The interstate shut down after a semi-driver lost control. The semi rolling on the interstate and the driver was killed. The semi burst into flames at about noon today. Police say the driver lost control just south of the Kennedy Bridge, jackknifed and then rolled over, catching fire, as you can see from the Trimark cameras. The impact from that crash caused part of the cab to go over the side of the retaining wall. The semi-driver died during the crash. The other vehicles were also involved. A gruesome story has been developing out of Hardin County. 21 dogs found dead, another 14 injured at a Radcliffe, Kentucky home. The homeowner arrested and charged with animal cruelty.
But tonight, WHAS11 is learning this was not her first run-in with the law. Police arrested 26-year-old Morgan Barrick on Friday. She is a dog show trainer and handler. According to court documents, Barrick had also been charged with animal cruelty in late 2021. WHAS11's Isaiah Kim Martinez and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton are now talking to affected families, pleading for justice. We do want to warn you, some of these details are gruesome.
Well, we talked to a few different breeders who say they entrusted Morgan Barrick with their dogs to both be their trainer and their handler. They say she excelled at it for years, and then all of a sudden, calls dropped off. The details in this arrest slip, written by Radcliffe PD, are difficult to hear and comprehend.
Real bad smell of decomposition.
Dogs lying lifeless inside this home, even those alive, many puppies, starved, with rib cages and other bones easily visible. Hardin County Animal Control assisting, finding little to no evidence of adequate food or water. We're told 2 dogs also left for dead in a white van just outside the home. That van still seen days after Barrick's arrest. Kennels still sit outside the garage. Radcliffe PD Captain Willie Wells speaking to us.
It's very disturbing and it's very heartbreaking, especially for the animal owners that may have entrusted her with the care and custody of their animals.
Cheyenne Collins's dog, Kane, was in that home, now unrecognizable.
Animal control told me I cannot receive his ashes. I can't get a footprint. not even a little shave of hair, because they couldn't tell me what color he was. The only way they can identify my dog was his microchip.
According to Barrick's website, Golden Grove Kennels, she'd been operating her business since 2016. I'll have more on past violations and why current state law limits potential punishment coming up right here at 6 o'clock. In Louisville, Isaiah Kim Martinez, WHAS 11 on your side.
Barrick is out of jail after posting a $2,500 cash bond last week. She was arraigned in front of a judge this morning. She also worked as the freshman girls basketball coach at John Hardin High School. The school district told us today she was fired this morning.
Happening today, more on the controversial Castleman statue, which, as you know, was removed from the Cherokee Triangle nearly 3 years ago. The case returned to court today. The statue is of John B. Castleman, one of the founders of the Louisville Park System, but also a Confederate and Union soldier during the Civil War. For now, the statue remains covered in a metro lot. Last month, the Kentucky Supreme Court ruled that the statue was improperly removed from Cherokee Triangle because two members of the Landmark Commission who voted to remove the statue had a direct conflict of interest because they were hired by former Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher. The ruling sent the case back down to Jefferson Circuit Court to start the process all over. So today in court, attorney Steve Porter for Friends of Louisville Public Art asked for the judge to order the statue to be returned to its pedestal in the triangle.
Restore the statue to its original place, because without the decision of the illegal decision of the Landmarks Commission, that statue would have never been removed, and so now it should go back. There's no reason for it not to.
For now, the statue will stay in storage. That's because the Kentucky Supreme Court opinion is not actually final until 21 days since it was filed. It'll become final on May 18th, and the motion to restore the statue will likely be filed again. Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg said just last week that he will not put the statue back.
More news right here at 5. The Louisville Metro Police Department honored their fellow officers who died in the line of duty today.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming.
The ceremony took place downtown in Jefferson Square Park at the Louisville Law Enforcement Memorial. The memorial is engraved with the names of officers who have died in the line of duty.
All of us who have pinned a badge on or still wear one know the dangers that lie ahead. You do not swear that oath, you do not put on that uniform without accepting that first. As we honor the memory and mourn the loss of these brothers and sisters of ours on this memorial behind me, we grieve with their loved ones. We support this community, and we continue to pray for those who are fighting.
The Fraternal Order of Police encouraging citizens not just to remember those officers today, but to spend every day honoring those in uniform.
This afternoon, we are remembering the Jefferson County Commonwealth's Attorney Tom Wine of Louisville. The 68-year-old prosecutor died Saturday morning, Derby morning, after battling a brief illness. Over 40 years, Wine served Jefferson County. He was a former prosecutor and judge before his election to the Commonwealth's attorney's job in 2012 and then again in 2018. In a statement, Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg talked of Wine's passing, saying, quote, "Tom served our city as Commonwealth attorney with honor, dedication, and compassion. May his memory be a blessing." Coming up tonight at 6, we're going to tell you who will take over Wine's position in the interim and how a permanent replacement will work. Also, over the weekend, another prominent Kentuckian died. Kentucky Sign Language interpreter Virginia Moore. We all got to know the Louisville resident during COVID and Andy Bashir's nightly COVID briefings. At 5:30, we're going to learn more about her remarkable life from those who knew her the best.
Tonight, at least 6 victims from the Allen, Texas mall shooting remain hospitalized following this weekend's deadly rampage. 8 people died, according to authorities. ABC's Melissa Adon now has new information on the gunman.
A Saturday at the mall changed forever when police say a lone gunman armed with an AR-style rifle opened fire, hitting dozens of shoppers at the Allen Premium Outlet Mall.
We got shots fired at the mall.
8 people were killed, 7 injured. The area hospitals near Allen says the victims range in age from as young as 5 to 61 years old. A military veteran whose son works at the mall says he responded within minutes, sharing with ABC's Matt Gutman a chilling account of what he witnessed as he called 911.
There was a 4-year-old kid that managed to crawl out from under somebody that was shot there. and I managed to scoop him up, and he was not injured that I know of. I put him in a safe place.
Among those victims, Aishwara Tekikwanda, an engineer, according to ABC's affiliate WFAA, and 20-year-old Christian LaCour. His sister tells ABC he was an on-duty security guard. The gunman identified by authorities as 33-year-old Mauricio Garcia. Investigators have searched his home in Dallas. Multiple ABC law enforcement sources say this is being investigated as possible domestic terrorism. Authorities tell ABC News that in 2008, Garcia was discharged from the Army for mental health concerns. Investigators say they're poring over his social media history, finding racially motivated posts. They say he was wearing a patch with white supremacist insignia. A special caucus meeting for the Senate Democrats has been set up this week to discuss gun violence and gun safety legislation. Meanwhile, a bill which aims to raise the age to purchase semi-automatic rifles from the age of 18 to 21 passing the Texas House Special Committee. And that's now heading for a vote by the entire House, although a date has not been set yet. In Allen, Texas, Melissa Adon, ABC News.
And today, to remember and honor the victims of that shooting, Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb directed flags to be flown at half-staff. The flag should be flown at half-staff until sunset on Thursday, May 11th.